Hi everyone, welcome back to Earl Grey Books. I'm Ali. Firstly, apologies if I'm a little bit out of breath. Picking all the books off my shelf for this video was a time. I thought that I'd put all of these kind of together. I hadn't, but today we're talking about all of the unread middle grade books that I have on my shelf, kind of to celebrate middle grade March. This is also kind of like a pile of possibilities sort of thing. Haven't really decided which of these I'm going to be reading which of them I'm going to be reading. Some of them I know I'm going to pick up, some are, if by some miracle I get to this, then yay. Also have a few rereads that I'm doing, so let's jump into it. I wanted to start with this one because this is a new one that I just had arrive today, so yesterday when you're seeing this, and that is The Detective's Guide to Ocean Travel by Nikki Greenberg. I saw this come up on, I think it was maybe Readings Instagram. Readings is a bookshop here in Melbourne and they do lots of stuff about kids' books. And they even have a kids' store, which is amazing. And I saw a picture of Nikki Greenberg with this. This is her debut middle grade novel. She did these beautiful illustrated graphic novels of Hamlet, which we will see me read January, a month at some point. I read it. She also has a version of The Great Gatsby, which is beautiful. So I saw this and I was like, I just hit myself in the face with that. I will take that, thank you. Also, the green kind of matches my shirt. I love to match things, what can I say? So, I don't really know how many are here. There aren't as many as I thought. I have one of my boxes that I usually use for my wrap-ups, and I just chucked everything in here because I thought it would be easier. And let's get into it. Okay, so on the top you can clearly see what these two are, or maybe not clearly, but they're the Magnus Chase books. I just realised I left the stickers from Dimmicks on both of them. So this is Hammer of Thor. Yeah, there he is. And The Ship of the Dead, obviously by Rick Riordan. Yes, you're a cutie. Yes, I've said so many times, need to finish my rereads of Riordan to eventually get to those. We have, why do I never take the stickers off the back of my books? This is Gargantus by Thomas Taylor. This is the sequel to Melamander. Yes, I had to double check it wasn't a standalone. I really liked Melamander. I bought this when it came out, and now I've forgotten everything that happened in that first one, so I'm probably going to end up rereading that one. I think I'm going to wait and see whether there is a third book in this series before I do that, because it would be due out, if they keep doing it yearly, it would be due out in about April, so I'm going to have a look for that one. So that I don't have to reread it multiple times. Where do we start? I guess we might as well get this one out of the way. This may shock some people, but I still have Hollowpox by Jessica Townsend. This is book 3 in the Nevermore series, which is my favourite series, and I still haven't read this one. Look, I was so excited for this one when I bought it for myself for my birthday and then just panicked. I straight up panicked and was like, I can't do this. I'm not ready. So I haven't. And I'm not going to reread this series because I've already read the first books twice. So what am I doing? I've got to put this down because I can't move my arms to the extent that I like to move my arms. Yeah, so I am going to get to this one, and yeah, it's going to happen. Maybe in March. Should I just bite the bullet and do it? I should. Okay, let's do some of the older books in terms of ones that I bought. And then we'll go into the ones that you've all seen me talk about more recently. I tend to read my middle grade pretty quickly in terms of like when I get it, it's usually, it might sit on my shelves for a year and that's it. Like, and usually if it sits on for that long, it's because I needed to reread something in order to read it, which is the case with one of these. But we'll start with the other two. So I have The Awkward Underground by Matt Larkin, which I think I bought in February last year. I met Matt Larkin at an event a couple of months prior. And then, yeah, I bought his book because he was just super lovely. So hoping to get to this one as one of those ones in middle grade March, as it is one that has been on my shelves for a little bit longer. I think it's the oldest. No, it isn't. I lied. It's the second oldest one from this selection. So, yeah, I'd like to get to it. I also have How to Make Friends with the Sea by Tanya Guerrero. I pre-ordered this one. I think it came out in like July last year. Anyway, I pre-ordered it. This features a character with a cleft lip. It also takes place in the Philippines. And yes, very excited to get to that one. Don't think I'm going to get to this one this month because I have a plan for it. So, but I'm very excited for it. They all just fall down. And then we have The Book of Dust, La Belle. I never know how to say this in French. Sauvage? I think it means savage. I'm not sure. It's not it's not a word that we ever learnt in French class. Anyway, Philip Pullman, prequel to the His Dark Materials series. I'm rereading the original series this month because I've been putting it off and I want to read this one, and then there's I know the second one is out and I believe there's a third, so yeah, we'll see. I should just start taking notes about books in series. Like, I do have to mention, if you're someone who struggles with remembering recaptains from Amber from Books of Amber, set it up. Amazing. They recap books in series, but they don't have everything, and it always feels like I feel like sometimes the books I have are too obscure and they're not on there. Anyway, okay, so next up, while we get them all out, I have a whole stack. There's so many that I cannot pick them up. Just did like T-Rex hands there. These are all ones that you will have seen super recently. Many of them in my February book haul. What month is it anymore? Okay, so let's start with these two because I'm definitely going to be reading these in March, which is books 2 and 3 in the Kane Chronicles, Surf and Shadow, Throne of Fire, don't remember which is which. Currently rereading, it's over here, Pointing with Elbow, The Red Pyramid. Hoping to finish that maybe even by the time this video is up. And then I think I need to read like 1 or 2 books in between for projects that I am running behind on. And then I'm going to pick up these. We all know about my plans to reread. Well, if you're new here, you might not know. But I have been talking for months about plans to reread all of Raiden and blah, 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 blah. Okay. I don't know what of these are standalones and whatnot, so we're just going to go through them randomly. We have The Grandest Bookshop in the World by Amelia Mellor. This takes place in a bookstore in Melbourne that no longer exists. That's really sad. As in, like, it used to be an actual bookstore that no longer exists. It's not like a fantasy one. Enola Holmes, Curse of the Missing Marquess by, I was about to say Nancy Holmes, Nancy Springer. First book in this series, giving it a go, see how I feel, may continue. The History of Mischief by Rebecca Higgy. These two I know that I'm definitely going to read in March, because I've already started this one, and this one is a big series and I want to see if I like it. And it fits with another project. Cinders and Sparrows by Stephen Buckman. I believe I'm trying to read this one in March too, as part of another project. I have so many projects. So hopefully you guys will see that one. Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Elston. Finally, I really would like to get to this one in March, and that is The Boy, the Wolf and the Stars by Siobhan Ploser. She is a Melbourne-based author. She's really lovely, and this book just sounds incredible. This is her debut middle grade. She's written 2 YA in the past, Frankie, which is hands down one of the best things I've ever read, and Tin Heart, which I haven't read, but very excited for this one. Also just gorgeous, and it's one of those like wrap-around covers. Like, who is this from? This is from Puffin. Like, get on Puffin's level, designers. Look at it. It's so pretty. So that's all of them. Like I said, not expecting to get through even half of these this month, because I do have a lot of other projects, as you've been hearing, to do. So yeah, we'll see, but that's all of them. I think maybe I have 1 or 2 that I may have on order, but I don't think so. Like, I tried to remember, but I think mostly I just have some romances and some like new YA releases on order, so I think we're okay. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys on Monday. Oh, I am doing a romance haul, actually, now that we're talking about it. So I'll see you all then. Bye.